Well, this is going to be the final video for 2020, and we're going to see you again in January 2021, where we hope next year, 2021, is going to be a lot better than what we've had to endure through this year. But I wanted to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to our supporters, all of you, and especially to Kyla, Philip and Thomas, who more recently donated to our funds. So thank you so much for that. Of course, all of you people that helped us with the vet bills as well over in Sweden, ahead of the insurance payout, which has still to happen, by the way. So we're still out of pocket to the tune of several £1,000s. But at least Pippin is well and fully recovered now. I really have enjoyed the year. We've travelled a lot, haven't we? We've been down to Spain. Well, we started off by going up to Sweden and then travelling back through Germany and France into Spain, and then just as the pandemic was starting to be realised, we travelled again up through Spain, France, Germany and into Sweden. And we've had a wonderful year, and hopefully you've enjoyed the journey with us. There's going to be more travelling around. I know we're pretty static at the moment on our narrowboat, but this is just the first bit of our new adventures. We've bought the narrowboat, we've got it moored up safely and securely for winter. We're going to remain on the narrowboat for the winter, and then as soon as we possibly can, we're going to venture out into Europe again in our new motorhome, the Cuddle Bus. It's a much smaller motorhome, much smaller. It's a panel van conversion, so there's not much room, but that doesn't matter because the Comanche that we had before, the big full-time living style motorhome, was bought for exactly that. We were living full-time in that motorhome, but now we're sort of living full-time in the boat, but using the new motorhome to get away for holidays and weekends and for a few months down into Spain, and indeed travelling up to Sweden as well. So we're going to have some fun adventures, finding out new ways of living on the road with the smaller living space. There's a few fundamental differences. Of course it has a fixed bed, but it is a transverse, so it goes across the van rather than sort of what I would call north-south bed, and that's going to provide its own challenges with somebody that's going to be sleeping at the back, probably me, having to climb over if I need to get out in the night for a comfort break, as it were. So those things are going to be challenging maybe, but fun to find out. But it's not a full-time thing, you see, but so there we are. We've got lots more DIY to do on the boat. Some of you have said, "Oh, why did you?" It sounds like a bit of a waste of money to buy such a boat that needs a lot of work. But I don't think we would have been able to afford a more expensive boat. And I quite like the challenge of doing the DIY. I mean, I was a bit daunted by putting in the lithium battery and the inverter, but that turned out to be great. There's a few more bits and pieces left to do with that, but I'm really enjoying it. There's the painting of the interior with this sort of tongue and groove wood effect. I think we're going to leave in the what is known as the saloon area, in narrowboating terms, but we haven't done it yet. But we're going to paint the bedroom a lighter colour to give it a lifted, more lighter feel. And then there's all of the work outside to do. The boat needs a bit of a sprucing up. We're maybe going to tackle an exterior repaint. We're definitely going to build a new what's called cratch board. That's at the bow of the boat, the front of the boat, the sharp end. There's what they call a well deck, which is beyond the doors. So it's an outside area that's covered by what they call a cratch cover. And there's a board at the front, which is a sort of triangular shape. And we've got some ideas, because that's a little bit, the wood at the bottom is a little bit rotten, needs replacing. So I'm probably going to just completely replace that and build a new one. And I've got some ideas about that. It's sort of triangular, but that lends itself to having a triangular sort of table that would come down. Sorry about the phone call. So the cratch board is sort of triangular shaped because it sort of fits along and gives you some sort of protection from the weather. It normally is built from sort of sections of timber, one section across the bottom, two going up, joined at the top, and then a board coming back across the well deck onto the roof of the boat. But I've seen others that are made out of a single piece of plywood, so fairly thick plywood, cut to that sort of triangular shape with a flat top, and then a single window cut out of the middle, and that piece of plywood then is used to fold down to make a sort of triangular table that you can fold up and put down, and then a piece of perspex covering in as a window. So you get a sort of window shutter on the inside that can be used as a table. Normally they're decorated in the sort of diamond shaped sort of harlequin red, green, white, blue sort of patterns that are typical for narrowboats. And I've got an idea that we might do something like that, but that'll be coming up more in the spring when we get away from this freezing cold weather that we have. We're really not used to this in recent years, because we would currently normally be, well, our first trip out after we'd got the motorhome was down to Benicassim in Spain, and although the nights the temperatures dropped dramatically down to very cold, the days were 17-18 degrees in clear blue skies, and typically, like most new travellers from England into Spain, I was in t-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, and going to the local Benicassim sort of fruit and veg market. All the other shoppers, especially the ladies, were dressed up in thick coats, woolly hats, and they sort of freezing over there and looking at me as though I was a complete mad fool. But it was really nice and warm for me, because I hadn't acclimatized to the weather. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that sort of thing and getting away from the freezing cold winters here in the UK, which don't do us any good. I noticed that I have osteoarthritis, and the cold weather and the damp really plays that up. So my hands are painful all the time, my elbows are painful, and my feet are painful. It just is awful. But there you are. Enough of me complaining. We live a pretty nice life, and in part thanks to you out there, all our subscribers, and the people who assist us also financially. And we're always open to gaining a little bit more donation from you if you want to see more videos and help us to continue making the videos on this channel. So thanks again so much for your help in the past, and we look forward to seeing you again in 2021. Bye bye for now.